Hello, and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. I'm Jay,
And I'm Alex.
and today we'll be talking about safety measures ahead of Loy Krathong, some wild Tuk Tuk rides in Phuket, and a little later, a deadly volcano eruption displacing thousands in Indonesia. Now, we're going to start with our first story today. An Indian tourist injured in Pattaya convenience store assault. Assault at a Pattaya 7-Eleven. An Indian tourist, Mr. Angad Chanhok, was assaulted outside a Pattaya convenience store after a dispute over a purchase. Following a verbal confrontation with store staff, he was reportedly pushed outside where an unidentified man attacked him, causing serious injuries, including a fractured leg. Witnesses claim store employees escalated the conflict, allegedly calling in someone from outside to intervene. Police are investigating the incident, reviewing CCTV footage to identify the assailant. With major festivals approaching, Pattaya police emphasized restoring tourist confidence in the city's safety. Now, if you're getting assaulted on the beach or outside a bar after a few drinks, that's more understandable. But
yeah.
can a man not go to 7-Eleven without getting into a fight?
I guess not. Like, I'm not sure. It seems like this guy might have been escalating it in the first place, but certainly not to the point of warranting an attack on his body. As assaults usually are defined that way. But in any case, it's not a good. These kinds of stories are not going to instill the confidence in the city's safety. But come on.
Yeah.
These things happen.
Do they?
Pattaya is still a very nice place to go visit, I say.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I like it.
All right.
By the way, Troy T came in with the answer. It was Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz. Thanks,
How
Troy.
could we forget Joey Diaz? Like,
Stojacic.
yeah, by the way,
I love that collar, babe.
he's a Cuban guy, by the way. Like, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And nobody believes that either, huh?
It's Cuban Italian.
I'm Cuban, okay? Like, I'm going to keep
Allegedly
saying it.
Cuban, this guy.
All right, moving on. Now, our next story is about a health concern here in the land of smiles. Now, Thailand's diabetes crisis, as over 6.5 million people here are at risk. So the Public Health Ministry in Thailand has warned that over 6.5 million Thais, or about 10% of the population, are at risk of diabetes, with most cases being preventable type 2 diabetes. Health Minister Somsak Tepsutin urges citizens to adopt healthier lifestyles, as 40% of those affected may not know they have diabetes. The ministry is promoting carb counting and balanced diets through village health volunteers, emphasizing low-sugar fruits, vegetables, and exercise. Ew! Just kidding. Dr. Panumas, Director General of the DDC, highlights this year's World Diabetes Day theme, stressing the need for diabetics to manage not just physical, but also mental and social well-being. Surprising?
Thailand, yes, but not
think
so
so?
much, because in the last 5 to 10 years, I've realized that Thai food has a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah, that's why I'm not surprised. Like, I feel like there's tons of sugary drinks here. People, like, I remember seeing, like, kids at the noodle stands grab their nice, delicious, savory noodles, then going over to the condiment stand and just dumping a bunch of sugar into it. And I'm like, what? Like, it was like a wild moment to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm actually not surprised, especially compared to other Asian nations.
Yeah.
Thailand is on the bigger side,
Yeah.
like, compared to its neighbors.
All right.
Careful, everybody.
Careful, everybody. All right, we're going to move on to our next story. Now, we've all heard of a good Thai and Nigerian scam, but Nigerian leader of a Thai fraud ring has been arrested in a 50 million baht scam.
Big money.
Thailand's Department of Special Investigation arrested a Nigerian national identified as the leader of a fraud network responsible for scams using horse accounts with damages exceeding 50 million baht, known as Operation Black Horse Down. Not making that up. The crackdown targeted a gang of Thai and Nigerian nationals linked to romance scams, call center fraud, and drug-related crimes involving 1,000 horse accounts. The DSI, with support from AMLO, detained 6 suspects and is working to track financial routes and seize assets. Under Thailand's Cybercrime Act, those aiding in fraud may face severe penalties, including prison and fines. And Alex, if you were looking for the name of that movie you were planning to make,
Black Horse Down.
yeah, I think you found it.
That was a nice, clever one right there.
Yeah.
Trying to what exactly is a horse account? I'm trying to figure that out right now.
I have no idea.
In a gambling or a horse account might refer to betting platform. Even ChatGPT is a little stumped by this. So dummy accounts, I guess.
Slang or niche jargon.
Yeah, very niche apparently, because I'm still a little confused as to what it is. It's a scam account basically, and they nabbed him. So yeah, the classic. We're going old school, right?
Old school.
Nigerian Prince is where it all began,
Now
and
it's
now
Nigerian romance.
come full circle. That was I used to watch that movie back. Okay, never mind. It's not a thing I used to watch. You're good.
Black Horse Down.
Yeah. Hey, rock trip on this. Thank you for the love. Yeah, Ananas. Good morning. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, by the way, Mandalik says of the first time hearing such a thing in 7-Eleven. However, some staffers show attitude, allegedly. They're always nice to me. I don't know. I'm a regular at my 7-Eleven, though. They know me.
Yeah, they're all right. They're okay. They're not the most friendliest people, but they're all right.
They don't
chill.
have to be. They're working at a 7-Eleven.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They're chill. They do the
fine.
job. They're
Yeah.
all right. They're all right.
All right, well, anyway, speaking of Loy Krathong, a firework crackdown that aims to keep kids safe for the holiday. Now, ahead of this year's Loy Krathong festival, police in Nakhon Ratchasima launched a crackdown on fireworks shops to aim to protect children from dangerous explosives. Yeah, a good call. Led by Police Colonel Anek Sirikat and District Chief Chananan, officers inspected shops for proper licenses and safety standards. The focus was on preventing sales to minors and ensuring vendors advised parents about supervising young users. While all inspected shops met licensing and safety standards, officials emphasized the risks of unsupervised use by children, aiming for a safe festival experience for all, especially the young ones. With good news,
Good news.
Yeah, they did a crackdown and everybody was following the rules. Huh.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that lately. Yeah.
I haven't seen that many kids really play with that many fireworks, but it might be more prevalent in Nakhon Ratchasima and the more other provinces outside of Bangkok, perhaps maybe in the more rural areas. Loy Krathong is a massive festival, by the way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of foreigners who live in Thailand, unless they've got a Thai partner, they kind of participate. But I think quite a majority of even some of my friends and stuff, they don't really do Loy Krathong anymore. They used to maybe when they were kids, with the parents and with teachers and stuff when you're in school. But as you grow older, more and more foreigners don't, or international kids don't really do Loy Krathong anymore.
Well,
but it's very traditional. It's a huge deal for Thais.
Yeah, apparently, but we don't even get a day off for it. Come on, that doesn't even make sense. How can it be such a big deal?
Of all the public holidays, I know, right?
But funny thing, growing up, I come from redneck territory where children or people who should not be getting their hands on fireworks got their hands on them all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of fingers were blown off.
Well,
so
you guys have guns, so I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So what's a firework between here and there?
Yeah.
But glad to hear that they're being careful because that was a real issue.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next story where Koh Phangan officials dismiss terror threat rumors. Now, perhaps there's not a threat in your next full moon party, because Thai police have dismissed rumors of a terror plot targeting Israeli visitors on Koh Phangan, reassuring tourists of their safety. Now, Alex did a story a couple of days ago talking about how there were some terror attacks warnings against Israelis on the island. But despite these warnings from Israeli authorities, Thai officials, including District Chief Kun Napadon and Police Colonel Panya, clarified that the claims lack any credible evidence. Security has been enhanced for the full moon party and Loy Krathong Festival with joint patrols by police, military, and local officials, ensuring a safe environment. Officials emphasize that tourists can enjoy festivities without worry, though Israelis are advised to remain vigilant.
That's a bit of a mixed message there, isn't it? But yeah, one of the issues here is, and I saw this in the comments section of the last videos, was, and it is kind of a paradox, right? Because a lot of people are talking about Israeli victim complex, something like that, or at least with the Israeli state. And stories like this don't really help that narrative because now it was Israeli officials that were giving the warning. Yeah. And then the Thai officials are coming out and saying, like, what are you talking about? Everything's okay. But then at the end, they're still telling them to remain vigilant, which is another paradox. Like, wait, is everything okay, or do I need to remain vigilant? Yeah. So some mixed messages coming out on this particular subject. Curious your thoughts. I know you're going to give us your thoughts anyways in the comments. But
you love a good mixed message, don't you, Alex?
So you got controversies, and it's good for engagement. All right. Anyways, Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's get into our next story. This is a fun one. And, well, speaking of controversies, we're talking tuk-tuks, people.
Okay.
Phuket tourists have been criticized for risky tuk-tuk behavior.
Okay.
And not just risky, risque. Thai netizens expressed outrage over foreign tourists engaging in risky behavior on Baht buses and tuk-tuks in Phuket, citing safety concerns. Photos shared by the Phuket Times showed tourists dancing and leaning out of vehicles stuck in traffic, sparking criticism toward local police for their lack of enforcement. While some commenters defended the tourists as wedding celebrants, which they do appear to be so, others emphasized the potential dangers. Comments ranged from frustration over safety risks to resigned humor about the frequency of such incidents. Just accept it. So far, Phuket authorities and police have not issued any response. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, guys, stop. Like, look, what they're not trying to say is, like, yes, look, a bunch of people on their bachelor or bachelorette party got drunk and did some silly things out of tuk-tuk. Should they be doing that? Probably not. What they don't tell you is that that picture is coming from the beach road where cars on average are driving at 10 kilometers per hour because there's intense traffic.
Right.
So what else do you do?
Drunk people sitting still is a recipe for some antics, that's for sure.
And of all the things to fix in Phuket and Patong, specifically the beach road, I think that you could work on the traffic. You could work on proper walkways. You could work on proper zebra crossings. You could have proper signals. You could have less drunk people passed out on the beach.
Well, that's kind of the business, isn't it, down there? I don't know.
I think there's a lot of things to improve than like outrage at the tuk-tuks.
Yeah.
Maybe work on the tuk-tuk mafia as well. Maybe, you know, a lot of things that they could fix.
Yeah, but they look like they were having fun. So I'm glad everyone was safe. And at the end of the day, let's be a little more forgiving, I think.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. I think everyone's just kind of accepted that, look, it is extremely crowded area. It's going to be slow there. It's going to be traffic. But where do we draw the line? What's okay? What's not okay?
And Aussie Stu agrees with you. He says beach road is slow going at the best of times. And actually, Rock Trip on this says of the last story in Holland during the soccer match, it was the Israeli fans that were starting the fights. Videos have been taken offline. They run the media, allegedly. Just kidding. Sorry.
Well, there was supposed to be a football match between Israel and Palestine.
Oh,
scheduled in November.
I assume that's off.
I guess
that seems like that would be a better way to resolve our issues, wouldn't it? Like, anyways, shall we move on?
Let's do it. We're gonna move on to our next story. Which is actually in ASEAN. So we're gonna do a few stories around ASEAN now. Our first story takes us to Indonesia, where a deadly Mount Lewotobi eruptions displaced thousands in Indonesia. A series of powerful eruptions from Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki on Indonesia's Flores Island killed 9 people and displaced over 10,000, affecting multiple villages. The volcano, one of 120 active in Indonesia, has been erupting daily since January, though its activity decreased recently due to a magma blockage that caused pressure to build. Indonesia's Ring of Fire location makes it prone to volcanic and seismic activity, with deadly eruptions like Mount Merapi in 2023 and Mount Semeru in 2021 causing significant loss of life. Rescue operations continue, with displaced residents receiving aid and urged to avoid returning home.
Yep. New fears unlocked, right? Like, it's obviously natural disasters take different flavors all around the world, right? Like, whether it's hurricanes where I come from, typhoons in Southeast Asia, volcanoes. That is a horrifying way to go. Unfortunately, 9 dead as a result of it, and thousands displaced. Hopefully, the authorities are going to be able to support the people who are affected by this, and hopefully they can get some better idea of when this stuff is gonna pop up. I was reading. This was a result of, like, it's been erupting regularly throughout the year, but then it sort of slowed down, which actually was a sign of a blockage and building pressure. So now it's sort of like a hindsight 2020. They kind of understand what happened now, but be nice to be able to understand what happens before it causes such chaos and mayhem. Anyways, heart goes out. Well, on to our next story. We're talking Taiwan, we're talking Trump, we're talking about defense. Now, Taiwan engages U.S. in defense talks without any specific new arms requests. Now, Taiwan does not have a specific list of new arms requests for the incoming U.S. administration, but is eager to discuss defense improvements, according to senior security officials. Facing increasing military pressure from China, Taiwan's government is considering a large U.S. arms package, emphasizing its commitment to self-defense. The U.S., Taiwan's main arms supplier, recently announced a nearly $2 billion missile system deal despite China's opposition. Taiwan's defense spending has surged by 80% since 2016, and discussions with U.S. officials and think tanks continue on enhancing military capabilities, including possibly expanding its drone fleet. China. So this is one of the things. All right, so here's a joke that one of my friends said last night. So there were rallies in Japan, in South Korea, in favor of supporting Trump. They went up and asked them, why are you supporting Trump? Because Trump is going to be tough on China. Trump is going to take China down. To which my comedian friend said, do you think Trump can tell the difference between the Japanese, Koreans, and the Chinese? Thank you very much. Anyway, so funny joke, obviously not serious, but it is a serious sentiment of people in East Asia when it comes to their political disputes with China amongst the populations of these countries that have these territorial disputes, with Taiwan being sort of the focal point of that. So, going to be a lot of military spending for sure, and the arms race continues as it so often does.
All right.
Silence. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't have much to say for that, but okay.
All right, moving on.
All right, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding an American tourist has been arrested for vandalizing a shrine in Tokyo. Now, Japanese police have arrested a 65-year-old American tourist, Steve Hayes, for allegedly scratching letters into a torii gate at Tokyo's Meiji Jinju Shrine, a sacred Shinto site. Hayes reportedly claimed it was a prank, inscribing a family member's name on the gate. This incident follows another defacement at Tokyo's Yasukuni Shrine, where graffiti was found earlier in the week. Japan has seen record tourism this year, boosting the economy, but also raising local concerns over cultural disrespect. Police are investigating these incidents amid heightened awareness of shrine desecrations. Why? Why do people do this?
A 65-year-old coming out with just a prank, bro? Come on. Like, you got to know better, you jerk.
I thought I'd put my buddy Tommy's name on the gate.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great... Hey, look, Tommy.
He dared me.
But this is something that I think should be taken very seriously because... so I've been to the Great Wall of China before, and if you've ever been there... It looks beautiful from a distance. When you get close up, it is completely covered in etched in names. Like, everybody is constantly doing it. They're just defacing it all the time. There's no enforcement. Nobody really seems to care. And I'm like, God, what the... Like, this is history. Like, I cannot believe that this is allowed. So I think it's good that they're taking it seriously and making an example out of him, naming and shaming.
But there's like an etched out Alex somewhere on the Great Wall of China.
I didn't do it. Honestly, I even back then I had a moral stance. I'm pretty proud of myself for that.
Well done.
I did steal a little piece of the Forbidden City though, so there was like a little rock on
And a brick from the wall.
loose rubble. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't take not a full brick.
The Forbidden City. Sounds cool.
It is.
Is that where the Terracotta Warriors are?
No, that's in Xi'an. Yeah.
Oh, the Forbidden. Oh,
Whoa.
Excuse me. It's that building. It's that pink color building, isn't it?
I'll
With
just
like
show
a
you an
picture of
image.
Mao Zedong on there.
That's Tiananmen Square,
God
which is
damn it.
near the Forbidden City. Yeah.
I apologize.
You like go through the Forbidden City, and then you get to Tiananmen Square.
Oh, okay. I see.
So it's like the old capital is what it used to be.
Okay. Why is it called the Forbidden City?
Because like only royalty and stuff was like allowed in it. Essentially, I'm pretty sure that's why. If my memory serves.
Let's go with it.
Yeah. Now we're allowed in. Like, they'll let any riffraff in there, as I've been. So.
We're gonna do it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those were some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN. You can find more stories on thetiger.com and join in the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
Thailand's largest expat and foreign forum.